Let me ask you a question. How often do you get disappointed by other people? By things they do or by things they say? A few or more times every day, we are disappointed by someone else's actions, right? And what if I tell you, would you believe me if I tell you that the blame is on yourself and not the person you are disappointed by? The disappointment that I'm talking about here is the feeling of sadness or unhappiness, maybe being annoyed or irritated by something not happening the way you expected it to happen, or you hoped or wished that it would happen. Say you're a mother, you wake up in the morning and you cook lunch for your child, and then once she comes back from school, you see that she hasn't had it, and you're disappointed. You're a teacher. You give your student homework, you expect it to be done the next day. They haven't. You're disappointed. You're driving your vehicle to work. You're really late, and you're going to get blasted if you're late. The driver in front of you is really, really slow. You're irritated, you're angry, you're annoyed, and you're disappointed. You tell your friend a secret, and you trust that they'll keep it for you. And then they go and betray you and share that secret. You're disappointed. And then, importantly, someone you really care for, they're going through tough times and you're there for them. You expect them to do the same for you, but they are not going to do that. You're definitely going to be disappointed. Do you realize that most of the time you can't really do anything about this except fix the fact that you expect a certain situation to go according to a certain way? What is meant to happen will always happen, one way or another. True that sometimes you can prevent something from happening or make something happen. But facing the situation that's going to happen on its own, or making something happen or preventing something from happening, in that process, you will get disappointed or upset because things don't always go according to plan. And let's be real, shall we? This feeling of disappointment and dissatisfaction is so extremely stressful. And this is where you should realize that the secret to not feel this sense of dissatisfaction or disappointment is, number one, often problems will always have a solution. Or if not, if it doesn't have a solution, you just have to let go. You have to move on. And number two, you should never ever expect something to go according to the way you think is the best. So like the driver situation. Just because you were disappointed or irritated or annoyed, it's not going to make the drive in front of you any faster. You're going to have to face the consequences either way. So you're irritated or not, you're disappointed or not, you'll still be late. So you might as well not be disappointed, but prepare to face the consequences and just avoid that sense of disappointment. And if you're at the other end of the scenario, where you're the boss and you're waiting to blast your worker or employee for being late, then I recommend you not. Because occurrences like slow drivers or wrong lane drivers actually are they are not lame excuses. But though, if it was the worker's intention to be late, then I advise you maybe give kind but firm advice on not to do so. So a gentle reminder that my intention here is to make you realize that others' actions should not take a mental toll on you. One other significant point that I'd like to touch on is that often you actually do see people trying to be their best to be compatible with you, right? How often do we see people trying to be someone they're not just to fit in with the society? But still we are disappointed. Why? Because we have this framework, like a mindset structured in our head as to how one should be or should act. And obviously we can't satisfy that, and we are going to be left disappointed. Remove this structure, this framed mindset. Stop expecting things to go according to how you imagine it to be. If you don't believe me, try it. Try not expecting. Try understanding a situation from all possible perspectives and see how calm and collected and relieved you'll feel. I'm only 17 years old, and I'm so glad to say that compared to whoever I encounter in society, I'm so much more calm and more relieved most of the time because I've taken the initiative for myself to not expect, and I'm disappointed so much less. And that relief that I feel is indescribable. And I wish nothing else, and I wish you all nothing but the same.